when you're down, when you're in a low place. You got the blues, you got a blue devil on your neck. When you're out of money, out of love, out of a job. You're living on the street in an oil slick in the gutter with your pockets filled with pornography. You're face down in the filth of your condition. Someone bit your finger in a fight. Imagine this scenario. You put your mouth to a sewer pipe for days. Imagine this scenario. You're peeling an orange and hundreds of bats start flying out. Imagine this scenario. You open your face on a hinge and 2 crickets are chirping inside. I didn't make this up. I've been there. Welcome to the human zone, compadre. I'm like you. No, I am you. I hear your voice in my head. It tells me, I have fucked my life. Say it with me.
I have fucked my life.
Imagine a little old woman, thick glasses, wool sweater. The little old woman, you shouldn't swear. Say it with me. I have fucked my life. Feel good?
Yeah.
I'll tell you why it feels good. Because of the truth. You know what the truth feels like? Imagine this scenario. You pull a crystal orb from your heart and it shines for the world to see. Imagine this scenario. You go where it's perpetual summer and a gorgeous bird is in love with you. The truth. The bird's wings are cerulean. That's deep blue mixed with green. I want to ask you a question. Who monkeys around with his life? Who takes her diamond, drops it down a manhole as if intentionally? Who squanders the riches of 100 mothers? Who licks his lips at loss? Oh, you don't know? You and me. Imagine this scenario. There is a me. His family has always owned a beautiful carpet of black wool. The little old woman, beautiful. 12 generations. His grandfather patted over it, and his great-grandfather. By fate, it falls to him. What does he do with it? He uses it to swaddle a child. Whose child? The child of his wife and her lover, a cuckold. The carpet of his ancestors smeared with the blood of birth. Who is the man? You and me. What is a human? A clay idol, scratched with the forked tongues of serpents, flip-flopping in the milk of its wishes. Imagine this scenario. There is a woman, a beauty. Her cheekbones are astonishing. See it with my eyes. The little old woman, so beautiful. Of all the men in the world, who does she love? Who does the rare woman love? Her father. A sullen lazabout, an idler and a tyrant. He punctures cans and lets them drain on the pavement. He shoots eagles and smiles when they ride. Someone should take an eagle feather and write the story of this woman and this father. She stumbles down to the railroad tracks and lies down to wait for the express. Only there is no express that day. There are no trains at all. I ask you, when will we sit peace? She turns around and an eagle shot in the neck is writhing on the tracks next to her. Who shot it? The man she loves. Who is the woman? You and me, blindfolded, crying into the blindfold. Who will write the story? Imagine this scenario. A woolly mammoth drowned in a mud flat. What do? We cling to its skeleton. What does its skeleton look like? Habit. What does its skeleton look like? Algebra, engagement ring, 12 lozenges, calisthenics. Oh, Sphinx, hast thou fucked us at the core? What artery pumps this poison? Imagine this scenario. You're looking at a slide in a microscope. That's the present. Someone slides another slide on top of the first. That's the past. Someone switches the slides. Someone switches the slides. Someone switches the slides again. Look up. Are you seeing the future? No, you're looking into the microscope. Look up. You're looking in the microscope. The past is imposed on the future. All my talk today is about who lied. A man lied to his brother. $1 billion lied to $1 million. A little house lied. Am I lying to you, fleeing the police with clay on my heels? I escaped the prison, but I still wear the uniform. What does it look like? My body. How does it move? Slowly. My wrists are raw from the shackles. I'm eating berries from the palm of a deer because I'm desperate. I'm carrying a plastic bottle for no reason. It's empty. I thought I saw myself through the window of a dollar store. What's for sale? My soul. Someone is willing to give me $1 for it. What do? I give them $1. Imagine this scenario. You're a family of gangsters. Your brother buys a turquoise Cadillac. You put on a ski mask, jump your brother in the alleyway, and jack the car. You cruise the town in a turquoise Cadillac. You cruise the town. You stop to order a chopped liver sandwich. You order. A rival gangster slides under the car, plants an explosive. All of a sudden, a taxi. Who's in it? Your brother, riding a taxi because you stole his Cadillac. He spots the car. You're ordering a chopped liver sandwich. Throws the cabbie a 20, jumps out, breaks into the car. You're in the restaurant ordering a sandwich. Your brother sitting in the Cadillac. Under the hood, an explosive. Pops out the panel, hot wires. It starts, the car explodes. Your brother, I ask you, was he living his own life? What is a human? Something which begins as nothing, turns into a star, turns into a fish, turns into an ape, turns into a brain, hooked up to some kind of machine, turns into scrap metal, transforms into nothing, turns back into a star. I'm going to read you a letter. Dear Moshe Feldstein, imagine this scenario. You are walking on a road at night. You are happy to meet your friend who walks with you down the same road. It's quiet. You hear footfalls. Your friend says, there is another traveler trailing behind with a donkey. Your friend says, this other traveler talks a lot of nonsense and won't stop talking. You think, I'm not in the mood to hear someone who won't stop talking, who never asked me about myself. I'm not feeling charitable this evening. Your friend says, I'll introduce you. Now you want to walk alone, but you say nothing. The traveler approaches with a donkey. The traveler says, what serpent flies in the air with an antline between its teeth? What commences in union and ends up in separation? What eagle has a nest in a tree that does not exist and its young plundered by creatures not yet created in a place which is not? What is it of which two are one and one is three? What is beautiful without eyes, body concealed, yet revealed in the morning, bedecked with ornaments which are not? This is the manner in which the traveler speaks. You have an aching in your stomach. You resent your friend for introducing you to the traveler. I told you, says your friend, this traveler utters nonsense. You think, you've made me feel more alone than any person ever was. The traveler speaks again. Now the two have turned into three and the three into one. Shut up, you say. Shut up, says your friend. Whereupon the traveler says, companions, I would hardly stop at one utterance, making a sound like a single coin in a jar. What a multitude of humans there are who dwell in confusion, failing to perceive the way. When love summons them day after day, but woe, they do not so much as turn their heads. The traveler pauses, you fall to your knees and weep. You know when you're by the ocean, walking on the sand? The water laps at your feet. The tide goes out lightly, a tender stillness in your brain. Be there with me, the waves on your toes. You're there, the sound of the waves. They're rolled. All of a sudden, shadows. Shadows over the waves. A cloud, darkness, the onset. With the shadows, voices, howling. What are they howling? Obscenities. What are they howling? Profanities and blasphemies. Which ones? You recognize them. The voices over the waves. Which ones? The ones in your head. A voice tells you, you're already dead in the garbage. What do you say? Thanks, I'll think about it. The voice. Your body being devoured by worms. You. Thanks, I'll think about it. The voice. Poverty, desolation, cattle prod, ball gag. What do you say? Food. Oh, food. Do we know a pearl in our palm? Do we have to swallow it and feel it in our avenues? Does someone have to chew it for us like a mama bird? Mom, look at your son. He rips out a tooth and sends you the tooth. Look at your daughter. She tortures her car and sits in it because you told her she could burn. Father, tongue-tied and ancient, you led your people to the damp banks. I dug up the treasure you buried, and it was hundreds of yellow pages covered with numbers. The little old woman. Offensive. Imagine this scenario. I didn't make this up. We worked for this. A man is walking on a frozen river. See it with my eyes. On the ice, a fish gurgling. Something is caught in its throat. Am I the man who reaches into the unlikely throat of a fish, he asks himself? Pries open the jaws, takes care for the teeth. What does he find in it? Gold leaf paper scratched with an unreadable message. What did he learn? Does he know more now or when he only dreamed of knowledge? What did we learn in school? Triangles, shame, and disease. Napoleon started Coca-Cola. The French Revolution became Coca-Cola. Listen, you hear that? Silence. What is silence? I'll tell you. No, I'll describe it to you. Imagine this scenario. There is a grasshopper king. His kingdom buzzes with ants. The ants come in and deliver messages. Ant after ant. The king is in agony. He blocks one door, the ants find another. He blocks two doors, the ants find a third. He blocks every door, the ants dig a door. The king is in agony. He gives bribes. He's the king, and he gives bribes. The little old woman. Shameful. The king has an idea. He puts on an ant mask and delivers messages with the other ants. He gives an ant a mask of his face and has it sit on the throne. He delivers a message to the ant wearing a mask of his own face. He finds himself alone. No messages. He hears something. What does he hear? Silence. What does silence sound like? The sound of someone impersonating you wearing a mask of your own face. Imagine this scenario. See it with my eyes. Love. A boy and girl. Youth swept up, hours of love, their bed, a magic carpet, their bed, an underwater cosmos, love, Swans, unthinkable airplanes, infinite pleasure gardens, distant purple planets winking through the window. He looks in her eyes. They tell him, my love has known many past lives, floating like an arrow over voiceless pyramids. All of a sudden, crisis, no money, desperation, lying in hunger on the carpet. They part. In secret, the girl becomes a whore. The boy lies on the carpet dreaming of the girl. Goddesses, multi-headed cats, reeds and rushes grown to prehistoric size. He goes for a walk. He sees the girl dressed for a job. He follows. Hotel, concierge, potted palm, fountain. He follows. Room 717. She goes in, takes off her coat. He waits a minute, bursts in. Hotel room, television, satin sheets. The girl in her bra, suit on a chair. An older man. Underwear, sitting on the bed. An older man. Who is it? The boy's own father. His father. Fucking his love for money. His love. Fucking his father to pay for their love. He thinks, I can't incorporate this into my reality. Suddenly, remembrance, a kiss, split lips, cupped the blood. It bit the lovers, bleeding from the bit lips. The lovers, what do you tell them? Imagine. Wait a second, stand still. Wait a second, great news. You're not even there anymore. Dear Moshe Feldstein, my ladle melted into the soup, rendering it inedible and impossible to serve. I followed the steps, and now I'm more unhappy than ever before. The ladle is my life, and the soup is the world, and my life and the world have merged. How do I extract myself? Or will I be soup forever? Dear Rabbi Mendelssohn, will we be visiting those exquisite beauties tonight? I have been waiting all week to break a commandment. Signed, Rabbi Moshe Feldstein. Dear Moshe Feldstein, I took your advice. Now I'm a ghost. I guess I will see you in the afterlife and we can talk about it. Dear Marty Feldman, I painted your name in excrement on the bathroom wall of the Pillow House. Signed, your biggest fan. Dear Feldstein, the gig is up. Dear Moshe Feldstein, you fucked my life, you monster. Signed, Dina Feldstein. Dear Marty Feldman, I found out about you and Moshe Feldstein. It was written in excrement all over the bathroom wall of the Hillel House. Signed, your new greatest fan. Imagine this scenario. There are 13 steps up the Palace of Justice. What's held there? Your childhood possessions. How? They're being held hostage. You wanted looking for them. You looked long. At last you found them. You approach the steps. 13. See it with my eyes. Hanging out the window, a rope ladder made of ratty blankets. Your childhood possessions. They escaped. They were being held hostage and they escaped. But where did they go? They didn't leave a note. You don't know where they've gone. Is everything lost? Where is the dump? Where will we know again the best jokes in our repertoire? Who tattoos your words of love on her thigh? You tattooed a piece of paper and called it a book. Oh, you wrote a book? What was your book about? How I punched my father in the face and enjoyed the fruits of my labor. What was your book about? How I tore my heart with a tooth to see if it had value. Were your ancestors fighters, holy seekers, women moaning with victory? Imagine this scenario, an island kingdom. Along the coast, lines of ships, midnight blue sails. On a hill, a palace. In the garden, the king's daughter. Imagine on her neck, opals all around her, peacocks see her with my eyes. Walls inlaid with lapis lazuli, a silver fountain. Unheard of music, violins like birds, the peacocks call. Night, overthrow, the king is being sighed. Women and children huddle in a chapel. Double cross, the king's daughter tied to a stake out